Welcome and bienvenidos to another episode of Dreamer to Destino. I am your host, Julian Garcia Martinez, and it is great to be here once again with another episode. And I think this one is going to be one of the most special ones, at least as a landmark, as a landmark, because oh man, we've already. I think we're at episode 17 of Dreamer to Destino, and obviously you guys can already tell if you haven't already that Fluffy is in here, so you don't see his luxurious, beautiful face, because this man was not able to be here with us today, but that's all right because this man has been putting in the work and he's been here with all the other ones. So if he's missing, or I'm missing at a time, and this is quite a bit of work to kind of put a project like this together. So we do as much as we can, and we're happy working on this project. And I think at this rate, is as much as it's my baby, it's like my old baby, and as much as Dreamer to Destino is mine, I would like to say that for Fluffy, it's his baby too, because you know this might have started with me, but this is gonna continue with us together. And if there's ever a day or whatever where I'm not here and he has to fill in those shoes, I have no, without a doubt that he would gladly fill in those shoes and continue to take over, because this is passion project, something that I've been working for this past year, and he has as well. So yeah, apologize for Fluffy not being here today, but this is also a milestone because it's I'm picking today to put this on. Currently, it is Tuesday, March 11th, when this goes live, and it's very unique and special to me because today marks the first year of a Dreamer to Destino, full calendar year from the very first episode, when I started this passion project of mine with the first guest, which was Karen. And oh man, I really can't thank you guys enough. Like, truly, for everyone that stepped up and listened or watched this podcast. You guys have been the bread and butter of this whole thing, and there's not really any words I could say other than thank you. And I really do appreciate the love and support you guys have given to Dreamer to Destino, because without your guys' support, this show would have not gone anywhere near at the level that it is now. And we're going to continue to make bigger and better episodes with much more guests. We got so much stuff cooking on, especially with the merch. I'm definitely going to have an update for you guys soon as far as the merch end goes, because we're getting kind of close, and I'm very excited to share some news soon. Nothing's concrete yet, but we're getting some updates here and there, so I'll definitely keep updating you guys on merch, because once that gets released, oh man, I feel that's gonna be another milestone. But yeah, today's the official first year wrapped up. It's the 1 year anniversary of Dreamer to Destino, and I just, like I said, I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but yeah, I really do appreciate the love and support you guys have given me throughout this whole entire calendar year. We managed to make 16 episodes now, 17 whole episodes. And if this year has taught me anything, it's that expect to cook, especially with the people around you and all the guests, because oh man, I'm cooking so much stuff up. Sometimes I'm doing my photography thing, I work full time, doing all these projects. It can be a bit it can be a lot. It definitely can be a lot, especially with everything going on, especially these crazy times we're going through. But yeah, I'm making it work, and I'm smiling, and I'm enjoying every step of the process. So once again, thank you guys, for those of you guys on Spotify, and especially for those of you guys on the YouTube versions as well. Don't forget, a really great way to help out the show, help me, help Fluffy, and help the rest of the crew that I'm trying to get together. It would really be greatly appreciated for you guys to support the show if you haven't already. If you haven't already, do me a solid on the YouTube version of things. Just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, so that way you guys get up to date and on new videos, because we're definitely trying to add more content besides the podcast stuff, and we're definitely cooking some stuff up, which I'm hoping will probably happen within the next couple weeks. There's still a lot kind of stuff, trial runs to go through, but I'm very excited to be releasing more content, especially for Dreamer to Destino, because like I said, this this is a passion project that I've been wanting to do for the longest time, and if it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't have kept going, honestly. So I really do appreciate that, from the bottom of my heart, truly. And then for the Spotify versions, for those of you guys that love audio, trust me, I love audio. I usually tend to re-listen after the recording once it goes live, at least once, just to make sure that everything goes right. And I always listen to the Spotify version when I'm on the road, because I always tend to drive a lot. So for me, it's perfect. And I know for you guys that are drivers, whatever, that love to drive, you guys are going to the gym, something that you can listen to that you don't need to be watching the video. I mean, you could always watch the video after the fact. That would be great. But if you can't, the audio's always there. And whether you're laughing or whether you're smiling, whatever, whether you feel something or you got something from any of the episodes, I think that's probably the gist of it for me, is that if you left with at least something from every episode, for me that's more than enough, and it truly is an honor to continue this project. And every guest that has been on here, so from the first one that goes with Karen, and since this is the first year anniversary, I guess we can kind of talk about the first episode. We can kind of do like a little throwback of these, kind of go back down memory lane, so that way you guys can check out some of these episodes, because we're barely at 16, 16, 17, whatever you want to call it, and plenty of content for you guys to check out and whatnot. But the first one, I think, when I first started Dreamer to Destino, it wasn't anything unlike what it is now, right? And when I mentioned this vision, when I brought this to Karen, which was the first guest, I knew she was the perfect role interviewee for the start of this, because originally Dreamer to Destino was supposed to be kind of more like a dreamer slash immigrant story type podcast, where I would interview different immigrants or like dreamers, and kind of hear their sides and their own struggles, and they could kind of share their stories on here, so that way it kind of gave people a voice. And that's what, when I brought Karen, because for the longest time, I think when I was getting research, trying to get into this whole thing, getting gear, one of the things when I listened to her podcast, which is The Chronicles of a Sunflower, which is also available on Spotify and YouTube, a little plug. I'm sure, maybe not YouTube, but Spotify, I know it's on there. The Chronicles of a Sunflower, I learned through that podcast, and just knowing her journey, because we hadn't kept up in contact probably years. And I think if you go back to that first episode, you'll see for yourself what such a good time that we had on there. But yeah, we hadn't kept in contact for like years, and I would always hear things there because our paths were similar, and they would always align in some shape or form. And when I first started listening to her podcast, I learned that she was a dreamer, just like I was. And for me, that was like a huge thing, because as far as my group, my circle goes, and I think in general, there's not really many dreamers that I knew, and I was like, kind of feels, weird that I'm the only one, at least, because all my friends, they're citizens, they go to trips to Mexico and whatnot. It was like, I'm happy for them, and I love that whenever they tell me their stories of them going, traveling and seeing the world, it just makes me happy for them. And but something inside I felt like was missing, and I was like, damn, like I felt like a outcast in a sense because you're a dreamer, and you're kind of limited to traveling. You can only travel within the U.S. and whatnot, and it gives you a chance to work, and it gives you a chance to do what you. It gives you more of an opportunity than a typical immigrant, And it's something that I have never taken for granted. I've really appreciated being in the dreamer program, and something that I've never taken for granted. I'll just say I've never taken for granted. I'll always love being a dreamer. Just want to get my shot at citizenship and whatnot, but it's a painstaking long process to do that. But that's neither here nor there, so we'll go ahead and kind of get out of that real quick. But anyways, back to the little story at hand. So when I started, that's what the podcast was originally supposed to be about. When I reached out to Karen and found out she was a dreamer, I reached out and told her. I think I had sent her like an audio message on Instagram too. I was like, "Hey, I know it's been a really long time, and it's probably like you probably I don't know, like if you remember or whatever, but I'm like, I'm trying to start up this project. Like, if I could get just maybe 2 or 3 minutes of your time, like I'd love to talk to you about this podcast I'm doing." And shortly after, I think maybe not even 10 minutes later, she gave me a call and she's like, "Hey, so I heard the audio message you sent me, and I just want to know, like, what exactly, like, what, like, you're doing a podcast, like, it's amazing, congratulations." And then she was kind of just shocked that I guess I had picked her to be the first guest, which, and if there's any questions are like, well, why did you choose her specific to be the first, and for me, honestly, it was because of that vision that I had, that I felt, and especially with her being a dreamer as well. That's what I thought. You know, it's something that I just knew within that was gonna be it was gonna be a really great episode. It was gonna be the great pilot, and it was gonna be what kicked off, and it was gonna be the best episode of the entire podcast, in my opinion. So when I hit her up with that, and then she drew, of course she was ecstatic, and and we made it happen. The recording actually didn't happen with my gear, or like my little studio setup thing that I got, So it originally started at her house. So we had settled that she wanted to show me her setup, and obviously, and how she does her podcast. She was like, maybe I could give you some tips as well, like on how to record everything and whatnot. So that way you could kind of see how it works. And I'm like, yeah, since you already have some knowledge about podcasting and in this line of work, I'll definitely, yeah, more than honored if you could show me the ropes, because I already had the equipment. I just already had the software and all that. It just, I hadn't done it yet. So, yeah, so one day I just met up with her once again, and reunited with her family because I hadn't seen them in years as well. Great to see everybody, and her setup was not bad at all. It was kind of, like a really remote setup, like kind of typical, It was a nice 2 mic setup, laptop, and boom, so good to go. Because hers straight up audio, Like I said, it's on Spotify. If you guys want to check out the Chronicles of a Sunflower, don't forget to check that out. Leave a 5-star rating, and then check back in with me. But yeah, she has plenty of episodes, more than I do. So since she's been at it longer, so that kind of just tells you everything you need to know. But yeah, we did the recording, and she showed me what would be the best way to edit it on with the software that we were using, and then we pretty much just went from there. I think I just got the recording and just did like a little trim here and there, and boom, it was uploaded. Just uploaded it, and that was the first of many. Then I was just planning out different episodes with different people. I was making a list of guests that would fall under this, because I knew that the episode with Karen was gonna be that insane episode, probably the best one that I would ever do, and then I would just like write a guest list of people that I wanted to interview, so that way I could hear their stories as well. Lo and behold, the opposite happened. So I wrote my list thinking of what of it. The episode turned out great. I think within the first maybe what 48 hours, I think we got close to 4,000 listens on that first episode, which to me was insane. And like I said, I couldn't be any more grateful. And it was just kind of that instinct, like I knew, but just seeing it in a different light, it was just something special. So once that happened, I was just gearing up for the next episode and writing this guest list down. And then fortunate enough, a lot of people start hitting me up. And this is what's crazy, because a lot of people love that story. I think we conveyed like a lot of emotion, and we kind of just told our own personal stories, which is what people loved. And there was many talented individuals that saw it, and they wanted to give it a shot. They're like, hey, I would love to be a part of this project. If you have the time, let's get together, and I would love to shoot an episode. And it just kind of went at it like that. Different people would hit me up, and I'm like, hey, let me fit you in. Like, of course, I would be more than honored if you wanted to tell your story, and I would just kind of write the script full of questions and whatnot. Like, hey, this is generally what I'm gonna ask you. If there's anything you're not comfortable with, I'm more than happy to take it out. Or just let me know if there's anything that you really don't feel comfortable with talking about. You just let me know. We'll just make sure that doesn't get brought up, whatever the case is. And oh man, yeah, there was a lot of crazy guests, which I'm sure you've already seen on these episodes. If you guys haven't checked these out already, if this is your first time listening, welcome. Welcome, by the way. There's something that I've been trying to do like at least every week, but sometimes life gets in the way, and we haven't been as consistent, which it sucks. And I really would putting a ton of dedication and effort into this year, but yeah, life just gets in the way sometimes, and sometimes we're not just not able to do it all every week. But we're getting back on that, on track with that, especially with all the merch and stuff. Like, it's a lot to handle. So yeah, people just started reaching out left and right, and then those episodes started popping out, and they started doing great. Oh man, and ever since that, my original vision was gone because people were just wanting to be a part of this passion project of mine. And for me, it was like, nah, this is deviating from my original vision. I'm like, no, let's welcome it. If this is what people are wanting to do, and this is like getting me connection, I'm getting to meet all kinds of people, I'm more than honored to change the vision of Dreamer to Destino. If this is what it leads to naturally, organically, I'm not gonna say no. I'm just gonna smile and have a great time and do the best I can. And that's what's been happening over these last months, this whole year, from the first episode all the way till episode 16, which was the last one, which I believe was the one where we had story time with Tio Julian. So it definitely opened my eyes, and I think I've definitely grown as a person, for sure. And it's all thanks to you guys from it's another one of that broke record. But yeah, I really have grown a lot, and I've had so much fun with this project. So from the first one to Karen to the even last one with the last guest, which was Faux Deep, which, little side note, their music video is officially out, so go ahead and check that out. Fluffy's actually on that, and the music video is actually pretty fire. The guys did really great with the shoot, and especially the video editor and the videographer. So shout out to Marco that did all that amazing work. Those guys killed it. It was a really great music video, and I'll probably leave a link down in the description. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet, want to check it out, you definitely should. Or you could just look them up on YouTube, Faux Deep, and then I'm sure the music video will pop up. But yeah, from the first guest all the way to the last special guest, which was Faux Deep. Thank you guys for everything. Like, really, truly, you guys have given me an opportunity and kind of giving you yourselves an opportunity to kind of get out your shell because trust me, having special guests and when they're telling me, "Oh, I'm nervous. I've never been interviewed before. I don't never been on a podcast. Like, what do I do?" Usually that's why I'll just write these scripts with the questions and whatnot ahead of time. So I'm like, look, if you want to be prepared, I'm gonna give you this list so you don't feel that nervous. But trust me, it's pretty much like if we're just having a conversation. And once I tell them that, then it kind of eases their worries and we just go crazy because a lot of these episodes that you hear, they tend to go a little bit over an hour is the theme. And originally the main focus point for this podcast was supposed to be like a runtime of 45 minutes to an hour max, like super max. Originally these episodes were only supposed to be like 45 minutes. But most of these guests, there's a lot to talk about and so many funny moments that, it always tends to go over. And I'm just like, look, I don't want to take a lot of your time. Honestly, for me, it's like, I think about the other person. I don't want to take up a lot of your time because I know you got a million other things to do. Probably being on a podcast, the last thing you want to do. But I'm grateful for the opportunity. And if I could just get 1 hour max of your time, that would be greatly appreciated. And usually it's always going over an hour because of how much fun they have and how many stories we're able to tell within that time. So really, thank you guys if you've already been on the podcast. And for some of the future ones, I know you're probably listening to this and you're already waiting for your moment. Trust me. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff that's getting cooked up right now. I really wish I could share a lot. I'm gonna keep it a bit of a secret for now, as much as I can. But man, I'm telling you, I'm really excited for the rest of this year. There's a lot of stuff, and I really hope you guys stick for the ride. Whether it's on the Spotify or YouTube version, or I hope for both. Realistically, I hope for both of you guys that are able to join this. But it's almost surreal that it's been a year already, and I couldn't be any more prouder of the process and the progress for how far we have gotten as far as Dreamer to Destino goes. Right now, we don't have any guests lined up for this week. Trying to get something sorted for the next week or two, but like I said, this is the kind of thing that kind of takes a little bit of time, and we're still in the talking process, so doesn't look like there's much right now. But yeah, this is gonna be more of a short episode because like I said, this has been a year. Fluffy isn't here, but I really just kind of wanted to get on here and really say thank you to you guys for making Dreamer to Destino a weekly in quotations weekly part of your lives, because you guys truly have made something special with Dreamer to Destino. And even though I'm the creator, I've done all the work, whatever the case, you guys have been putting all the effort in listening / watching, and I couldn't be any more grateful. So a round of applause for all you ladies and gentlemen listening to this. And I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it here. I really wish I could say more to you guys. I really wish I could find the words to say how much I appreciate all of you. I really do. The only thing I can say and will say is that I vow to work harder the rest of this year to make sure Dreamer to Destino, ascends from the level where I'm already at right now. And I hope it continues to grow even more. And I hope you guys are with me along for the ride, because we're definitely on bigger and better things this year, and I want you guys there for it. And I hope you guys can stick around because you guys have been here since. I hope for those of you that have been here for the very first episode up till now, I hope you continue being here because it's a pleasure to have you. And for any of those of you that are new and just sticking around for the first time, stick around because I have without a doubt that you guys are gonna have a great run for this year. So yeah, I guess that's that's it'll be it for me this week. Ah man, it's kind of raining. It's been raining in Cali. It's been raining, so we've just been dealing with that. But all right, well, that'll be it for me this week, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you once again for all your love and support. Don't forget to support the show. A couple ways you can do it. If you're on the Spotify side and you're listening to the audio, if you click on the page for, and it'll pop up Dreamer to Destino, click the follow button to keep updated onto newer episodes. And if you could do me a solid, leave a 5-star review. I think we're trying to get a goal of like 25, 50, 25. I think is probably the first goal. We're already getting close. We're like at 17 5-star reviews. So if you guys haven't already, porfa, just do your boy a solid and just hit a 5-star review. That way we can keep reaching out to more people for the for Dreamer to Destino, so that way they could join along for the ride. If you're on the YouTube side, very simple. You guys all have YouTube. If you are watching the videos, trust me, just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you answer question of the day, go ahead and answer it, man. Best bet is I will probably give you a little mention on the show whenever you guys do. Oh, and before I let you guys go, we also have the results for the poll that we did for the what was it for the it was for the Dragon Ball Super and GT debate that me and Fluffy had. Since he's not here, let me report the official results. So on the official results, I had put out on IG that same weekend or week, whatever you want to call it, and to settle the debate, which is better, Super or GT? And 78% of the vote voted for, drum roll please, Dragon Ball Super with 78% and Dragon Ball GT with a low 22%. So Fluffy, this is, if you are listening to this, which I hope you are, you lost, and that's probably a reason why he's not on the podcast this week, honestly, because he didn't want to pay my munchie meal, because still waiting on my munchie meal, so hopefully in the next week, he got that paid up and coughs it up, so yeah, so and you guys really came through. For a second, I was telling Fluffy, I was like, if GT somehow ends up winning and people prefer GT, I was like, I'm done. It's like, I don't know what they see that they see in Super Beam, or I mean GT being better than Super. Like, I just don't. But if you guys do, then go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what maybe I'm missing. Maybe it's me that I'm missing something, but whatever. You guys seem to agree that Super is better than GT, so we'll just leave it at that in case for the next debate. So other than that, you guys, that'll pretty much be the end of the episode for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to support. Thank you guys for the whole year. Happy 1-year anniversary, Dreamer to Destino, and I will catch you guys next week. Hasta luego. Adios.